Good morning to everyone. Good morning, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Put on your headphones, please, so that any noises near you cannot disturb you. Take a paper, pen, preferably a notebook. Keep a notebook aside, one separate notebook for zoology, for every teacher who is teaching you. It may not be a very standard, thick one, hardbound. No, we don't want that. Just a simple 100 pages notebook is enough. Good morning, Amritanand. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you can hear me. And let's begin the new week now. Can we begin the new week? To remind me, what was the last thing we have done? What was the last topic we were completing? Good morning. Good morning, Manish. Good morning. Good morning, Visheshya. Seeing you after a long time. Good morning. Nervous system completed. Nervous system completed. You have to start the sensory system. Okay. And we were doing the cockroach nervous system completed. Cockroach nervous system. If you cut the head of the cockroach, still the cockroach can survive for as long as 7 days. Very standard question, very common question. And in the NEET examination also the same question asked. I remember 2018 or 2019, very recently in the NEET paper you will find that the same question asked, if you cut the head of cockroach then still it can survive for as long as 7 days, because the nervous system, flat extension of the upper body wall that concealed head means, okay, right. Fine, I'll explain that. Pramoda, I'll explain that, right. So the question comes, if you cut the head of the cockroach, you know that in the head of cockroach, only one nerve ring is there, nerve ring. In the nerve ring, there is a dorsal ganglia called the supraesophageal ganglia and the subesophageal ganglia. So only two pairs of ganglia are there. Only two pairs of ganglia and the nerves which are connecting them. We call them circumesophageal connective. Circum means around, so like a circumference. Circumesophageal connective, or in general you can say it is a nerve ring. So basically the cockroach will lose its nerve ring. Still, lot of nervous system is found in the ventral part of the body, controlling various functions of the body, and the animal can live. Now, the life of the animal is not that his eyes are, showing the light reaction. A human being is a different thing. In human being, no, the eyes showing the light reaction, right? The person is responding, the person is breathing, like that. So these are the various ways, and of course the person's heart is beating, right? These are the various ways by which death and life are differentiated. In a cockroach, it is done in a much trivial system, in a much basic system. And in that manner, the nervous system remaining in the body, remaining like three pairs of ganglia in the thorax, and 6 pairs of ganglia in the abdomen. These ganglia are fused. They are paired but fused ganglia. They are in the abdomen, okay? And those nerves are alive, and that's the reason that the body can be controlled, right? And slowly, when the body will lose its fluid, and then the animal dies. What happens in human being? Immediately when the head is chopped off. Have you seen what happens to when the head is chopped off? I think in the Second World War. Second World War, the French have done those experiments. The French people, the French soldiers, right? So the French were killing the enemy, and those are the enemy who got this, enemy soldiers who got this decision that their heads have to be chopped off. And then they have a machine, and the machine was such that it can precisely cut the head. It is just like a sharp blade. A sharp blade will quickly cut the head. Without a second, a person knows, and the head is chopped off. Right? It's a jhatka, like a jhatka. Right? In animal, we call it a jhatka, and so it's a jhatka, and jhatka is also so sharp that immediately this neck region is cut off. Right. So actually what happens that when the animal gets a blow here, and then slowly and slowly, or by a blunt object or like a sword, there is a hit here, and then his head is chopped off. What happens that the breathing of the person immediately stops. And then the consciousness of the person is gone. The person becomes unconscious, right? But what happens in these cases where I don't remember what the name of those choppers of the head, where the enemies are just capped and their heads are chopped off, and they were there, and some scientist came. The scientist came with cameras, and they have observed what happens to their eyes, So when the head just fall down, immediately for 30-40 seconds, the eyes were working. For example, if the eye will want to see like that, I want to see like that. If you just call the name of that person, okay, suppose the name of that person is Michael, he will, follow that voice. He may not move the head, but eyes he can move, because that control is there, that part. And then in 30-40 seconds, the mind become also unconscious, and because so much of blood has come out. In the 30-40 seconds, still the brain has that much of blood pressure. But then, because these big arteries are cut, carotid arteries are cut, and lot of bleeding is happening, and therefore, right. So this is about the human being, but in these animal, it is the life is not that sensitive. So up to 7 days, the life of the cockroach can be seen. Although the cockroach is not feeding anything because there is no mouth, right? But still, in terms of life and death, we can find out that the animal has not died. Okay, got it? Right. And the reason for that is because majority of the nervous system is found in the ventral part of the body. So today is a very dark beginning of the class, no? Rest is ventral. Very good. Now, bacho, let us concentrate on the sensory system. The sensory system in cockroach, or the sensory organs in cockroach. Sensory organs like antenna, very, very important. Antenna. Antenna has various type of receptors like chemoreceptors. Chemoreceptors are there. And these chemoreceptors, they work like taste receptors. So they are gustatory receptors or taste receptors. Taste receptors, chemoreceptors are there, okay? Then olfactory receptors are also there. Olfactory receptors are also there. And they are also by nature, they are also chemoreceptors. So chemoreceptors are there, and they are olfactory in function, olfactory. That means they can sense the smell. And then the touch receptors. The touch receptors are there, which can feel the sensation of the ground or any food there. They can feel that, okay? So antenna has various type of receptors, plus there are thermoreceptors, thermoreceptors there in the antenna. So antenna has various types of receptors. Then there are eyes, and eyes, they have compound eyes, and compound eyes, okay, with compound eyes they can get the image, but the image is very hazy, and it's a very pixelated image. The image is there, but very poor resolution. Resolution. The image comprised of small segments, because even the eye comprised of small segments. Each segment is a hexagonal structure. Okay, it's a hexagonal structure known as ommatidia. So ommatidium is one unit of the eye. So one part of the image is in this ommatidium, and there are 2,000 of them. 2,000 ommatidia are there. Okay, so if, for example, I am seeing in my right retina there is one image of this, and my left retina one image. Okay, so a little bit more of this side in my right and little bit more of this side in my left. But then the nerves are going to the brain and the olfactory center in my cerebral cortex, the occipital lobe, and there both the images become one. The brain modify those signals and make a single image. I don't know if you remember or not that on the retina there is a black spot or a dark spot. We call it a blind spot. There is a blind spot here in this retina as well as in this retina. This is a point of beginning of the optic nerve. If I connect this retina by a neural link, I connect this retina to a printing machine, and I can get the printout what this retina is seeing. Certainly you can see a dark spot, not a very big one, but certainly you can locate a dark spot. Similarly, if I can make a neural link connection of this retina, and then that neural link is connected to a printing machine, and I get a printout of that, again in that also I can see that there is a dark spot. But we don't see any dark spot. If we have light, we see all white. You can check something which is totally white in color. You don't see even a small dark spot there. Right now I am seeing a lot of darkness is there. So behind the TV screen, all dark. I can hardly see the shine of the camera lens and nothing behind. But if the background is totally white, totally spotless white, then if I see it totally spotless white, which means that those blind spots, they have been filled up by the brain. So the brain process the information taken from this eye and this eye and does some processing, does some image processing, and then the outcome of that image is that we can get a more advanced image. We can even get the depth. We can have this depth sense, how deep it is. We can also have the speed sense, is what speed something is moving, right? We can have the size sense. So we can have plenty of sense, and moreover, there are no dark spots. A lot of visual processing is done in the brain. Understand, right? So we have one retina only, right? That means only one image. But if you see, there are so many retina. Here retina, the sensitive part is called rhabdome. So they also have the corneal cell, the cornea, and then there is a lens, and then there is a rhabdome, just like a retina, the sensitive part. but not one, 2000 approximately in one eye and 2000. So this type of multiple units eye is called a compound eye. So please remember that they have a compound eye, and this compound eye, the image that they get is called the mosaic image. They get the image which is mosaic image, right? Now the God has made the eyes of cockroach in such a way that even a slightest of the light should be able to go to the rhabdome, or the sensitive part, the retina part, which is our eye. In our eye we call it retina. So God has made that even some overlapping occurs no matter, because the light rays are limited in the night condition. Just recall that this animal is nocturnal. It is active in the night time. Right. So in all the nocturnal animals, you will find this uniformity, that their eyes, compound eyes, they are very sensitive. They are highly sensitive. High sensitivity means that they can trace, they can sense. So they have got very high sensitivity, but then the image is poor. It is with a poor resolution, with a low resolution. But the low resolution means the clarity, the ability to distinguish 2 points as two distinct points. That is called the clarity, the resolving power. So that resolution is not good. It's like more of hazy, overlapping small pieces are there. But somehow image is formed. For example, you have seen the night vision cameras. The night vision cameras or the night vision goggles, the goggles are also fitted with the camera only, right? In the night vision camera, we only see two colors, right? We see some bright light and the dark. We don't see a full plethora of colors, right? So the image resolution as that we see in the bright light, that much of clarity is missing in the night vision cameras. Understand? Right? So you can get any one thing. Either you can get a very high sensitivity. The night vision cameras have very high sensitivity but poor resolution. Now in this eye also there is very high sensitivity and low resolution. Compound eyes, poor resolution. It is made up of 2000 units known as ommatidium. One ommatidium, the plural of ommatidium is called ommatidia. Plural is called ommatidia. They are 2000 in number. They are hexagonal. Remember the shape. They are hexagonal. Their name is ommatidium. One name is ommatidium. Many name ommatidia. And the image formed is called the mosaic image. The image which is formed of small pieces. Right. Fine. So these are the sensory organs. Some more sensory organs that can be found. For example, there are ocelli. Then ocelli, they only have photoreceptors. That means they can only sense the light but no image formation. There is no image formation. They only sense the light, whether light is there or not. These are the ocelli, okay, labeled in the diagram of the head. Then what else? There are palp, okay. So palps are found in the mouth parts. Two of the mouth parts, palp, are found. One is the lower lip called labium. So they are called labial palp. And then one of the jaws called maxilla. So they can call as maxilla, maxillary palp. So in the mouth parts, labium and maxilla, the palp are there, which are sensory in nature, right? So these are also sensory structures. And last but not the least, okay, and they have got anal dash. What should I write here? Anal dash, because I am writing the sensory organ. I have written anal and then dash. What shall I write here? Come on. Yes, you are right, Chinnamai. You are right. You can, in this case, you know, in the YouTube, the response is faster. Today, even this response is also very fast. Very good. I am happy. Anal cerci or anal cerci. So these are present in both the sexes because they have the vibration receptors, or we can say they can have the auditory receptors. Okay, they can sense the vibrations of the ground. They can sense the vibrations of the ground. It is said that auditory receptors in case of cockroach are found in the anal cerci, auditory receptors, okay? And the olfactory receptors or the taste receptors or the touch receptors, they all are found in the antenna. Antenna can also be called as feelers. Antenna are in the front part of the body, anal cerci are in the rear part of the body. And LTYDG beta, this is what you are saying is anal style. And anal style are not the sensory structure. Anal style are copulatory structure which are present in the male, because the male has to perform the part of the copulation where the spermatophore has to be projected inside the female genital pouch. Okay, so that style, you can just learn that in cockroach males are stylish. In human being, okay, anyone can be stylish, but in cockroach males are stylish. These are different sense organs. Hope I have explained you the sense organs properly, and this completes the nervous system. Let us now begin with the reproductive system. I think we have not done the reproductive system. So if I start reproductive system now, reproductive, is it all right? Reproductive system. Let us begin with the reproductive system. Nervous system is completed. After that, sensory structures also I have completed. Okay, and I was saying that in a bit in NEET 23, anal cerci and anal style. Okay. Palp means, okay, Pramoda, you had also one question earlier. Can you repeat that question? I'll explain both the, okay, I remember the question. I'll answer this question first. Palp. Now, palp are the appendages which are jointed in nature like this, jointed in nature. These are the appendages having some, sensory receptors. So sensory receptor means that there is a collection of sensory neurons. The cell bodies of sensory neurons are here. Sensory neurons, okay? This is a palp. Okay, it is a sort of a jointed structure attached to the mouth part. It is attached to the mouth part. Attached to the mouth part. This is called palp. The literal meaning of palp is the one that help in touch and feel. The one that help in touch and feel, right? So feeling, palp, okay, palp, palpation. Palpation means when the doctor examines the body by touching and feeling, that is called palpation. So when the doctor is touching and feeling the liver or feeling your kidney, okay, or spleen, so what the doctor is doing? The doctor is doing palpation. When you are feeling your heartbeat, when the heartbeat is so fast that you are feeling your heartbeat, that is called palpitation. And when the doctor is touching and feeling the body parts, okay, then he is doing palpation. This animal can also do palpation. It can touch and feel. It can touch and feel the food part, the food, okay, with the help of these palp. I think you understand. So these are sensory tools. These are sensory structures. Sensory structures, okay. I hope this point is clear. Now you also asked extension of the head, extension of the back conceals the head, okay. Now, if you see the animal from top, for example, if you take the drone view means when something is seen from the top, right? I am standing like this and a camera is hovering over me like this. So it is seeing me like this, okay? So when you see these animals from the top, or if the animal is lying here, you are seeing it from the top. You don't see the head part much. First of all, the head is downward facing. This is called hypognathous head, okay? Only what you can see are the eyes, the big compound eyes that you can see. Now, the reason being why the head is not visible, even the neck is not visible, because the back, the rear part of the body, the back part of the body, there is there are sclerites. Sclerite means those hard plates made up of chitin. Now, the hard plate of the dorsal hard plate is called tergum, and the ventral hard plate is called sternum. The dorsal tergum of the prothorax, the first part of the thorax, is bigger one. And rather than the thorax, it is also overlapping the neck region and little bit head also. So it says that the extension of the back, flat extension matlab coming some forward, something extra extension. So flat extension of the back conceal the head. Conceal means hide, okay. So who is hiding the head? Who is hiding? The extension of the back. And the extension peru is a sclerite made up of chitin. The dorsal sclerite is called tergum, and the tergum of the prothorax is called pronotum. Okay, so pronotum, the tergum of the thorax. You can just see the diagram. In your NCERT, there is the pronotum shown. You can see how big is the pronotum. And this is what the chapter is explaining, that the flat extension of the back conceal the head. Conceal means hide the head. Okay? So next time when you read this line, you can convert this word with hide. So you can say flat extension of the back hide the head. Doesn't make the head visible. Okay, got it? Very good. And palp, I also explained to you. Palp means it is a sensory structure. The word palpation means touch and feel. This animal can also do palpation, touch and feel with the help of these palp. It can do touch and feel. But the doctor touch and feel the organ, and this touch and feel the food. Right. Fine. And one more word I used here today, and I said palpitation. Okay, I said palp. Here also palp word is used. So palp prefix is used. It is called palpitation. Palpitation. So this is such a high heartbeat that you start feeling your heartbeat. So when you start feeling, when a person starts feeling his own heartbeat. This can happen due to any shock, this can happen due to any emotional, or this can happen due to any anxiety problem. Palpitation, okay? Or this may happen due to any hormonal problem, for example, low thyroid, okay? So variety of reasons can give rise to palpitation. So palpitation, the heartbeat become faster, okay? So the person start feeling his own heartbeat. Palpation, the word palpation, Palpation means touch and feel. It means to touch and feel. Touch and feel, palpation. And now you can relate palp word. Okay, very good. Any other doubt you have? I think these points are clear to everyone. Let us now begin with the reproductive system. बच्चों, reproductive system of cockroach. Reproductive system of cockroach. Wonderful. Now, we can divide the reproductive system in male and female, but certain common features that we should remember in the very beginning, that these animals are dioecious animals. Okay, so cockroach are dioecious. Dioecious. Cockroach are dioecious. Dioecious means male and female are on separate bodies. One body is a male body, one body is a female body. There is sexual dimorphism. With sexual dimorphism, as a with, okay, with sexual dimorphism. That means by seeing, you can make out the difference between male and female. Sexual di, two different sexes. The morpho means form. The form is such that you can make out the difference between two sexes with sexual dimorphism. This is point number one. They are dioecious. They only reproduce sexually, and when they reproduce sexually, they require two parents. And when they require two parents, they require the gamete fusion, and the gamete fusion or fertilization. Very, very important point, fertilization. I'll just keep it for you. Is it external or internal? In case of arthropoda, fertilization is external or internal? Come on. Tell me, external or internal? Fertilization is external or internal? Well, the first answer given correctly by Chinmay K. Chinmay K, very good. Chinmay K, and then people are answering Naveed, Vagdevi, and Manish Challa also giving the correct answer. And here also, Devgala, Hari Priyanka, Devgala has given the correct answer. Sumajra has also given the correct answer, and even one more in the application, so that I can now tell the answer to everyone. Okay, anyone else in the application? Only two people. Okay, that's it. So yes, your answers are right. Everyone those who have answered, they have answered correctly that the fertilization is internal, inside the body. The fertilization is internal. So where is the site of fertilization? Where is the site of fertilization in cockroach? In cockroach, the fertilization occurs in the brood pouch. In the brood pouch of female. In the brood pouch of female. In the brood pouch of female, okay? In the female brood pouch, right, that is part of the female body itself. In the brood pouch of female, the fertilization occurs. We consider that fertilization is internal fertilization. And now let's come to the development, okay? Now the development, who will tell me the development? Okay, just tell me, have you ever heard about any larva of any insect? Oh, there are larvae of insects, sorry. Larva of mosquito, larva of housefly. But have you seen a larva of cockroach? Or you have seen a baby of cockroach? There are two different things. The larva does not look like the adult. The larva looks very different from the adult. And the young baby is looking, the baby looks like the adult. Our baby also looks like the adult, okay? So there is no larval stage. Development, we can call it as the direct development. We can call it as direct development. Direct development because it involves there is only one baby stage which is known as nymph. But this nymph become adult. The nymph become adult very slowly, okay? It becomes adult. and it takes a lot of time, usually 1 year. The nymph takes a lot of time, usually 1 full year, 12 months to become the adult. So, and it occurs by multiple time molting, multiple moltings. Molting means the shedding of the external cuticle. Molting means shedding of the external cuticle. Multiple moltings, okay? Now, in case of cockroach species, you can learn this number, and this number is 13, okay? So please remember that there are 13. After 13 such moltings, you can find the adult stage. After 13 such moltings, you can find the adult stage. It's a very long process of transformation of the nymph to adult. Nymph more or less look like the adult, but the nymph does not have, nymph looks like the adult, but it does not have the wings, okay? So it is like the adult, it is like the adults, but with no wings. The wings are absent. So the wings are absent. So that is the one thing that is different from the adult. Other than that, the color and other form of the body, the physiology of the body is more or less like the adult. Therefore, we are not calling it a larva, it is a nymph. Okay? So, why direct? Why direct? Answer is there is no larval stage. No larval stage. But it's a very complicated answer which I have given. It is direct or indirect, because I am saying that there is a transformation of the nymph is going on, and the nymph is the like the adult, but of course the wings are not there in the adult. Okay, it usually takes 12 months. Okay, so it usually takes 12 months. Usually take 12 months. That means up to 1 year. It takes 1 year to become the adult. It takes almost 1 year. Okay, so it is a very slow transformation, and you know the meaning. There is a word for transformation. Transformation of the body. Can you tell me the word for transformation? I'll tell you the word for transformation, and you know that word is known as metamorphosis. Okay, so there is a metamorphosis. So very slow metamorphosis involving multiple times what? Tell me, involving multiple dash, multiple times. It's a slow metamorphosis involving dash, multiple what? Come on. Alternation of generation. Very easy. Molting, I just now told. Yes, read it in my shedding of the cuticle. Okay. So multiple moltings are there. Good. Here all have given answer. Hari Priyanka, Amrutanand and Pramoda all said. Very good. So multiple moltings are there. Multiple moltings are there. So it's a very slow process, and therefore it is AKA, also known as porometabolous. Okay. Therefore, this animal is also known as, therefore cockroach also known as AKA porometabolous. Porometabolous. Can you please check from the textbook? Is the metamorphosis called porometabolous or the animal called porometabolous. Okay, so I am having a little doubt in the mind. What shall this porometabolous? We should learn this word porometabolous. Porometabolous. This animal is porometabolous. This cockroach, okay, cockroach is porometabolous. Porometabolous, that's what I think, because their molting is a very slow, the transformation or metamorphosis is a very slow metamorphosis involving 13 times multiple molting, okay, and the bracket, how many times? There are 13 times molting occurs, 13 times molting occurs, okay. Haji beta. Development of Periplaneta americana is porometabolous. Okay, you have to use the word development. The development in this animal. Okay, you can say that the development is aka also known as porometabolous development. Thank you, child. Thank you for seeing that. The development is also known as porometabolous. Please learn this word. And now I'll take you to individual sex organs. Okay. So starting with the males, the male reproductive system. Okay. Now, before starting, you should know the male brood pouch. Who form the male brood pouch? The tergum 9 and tergum 10 and sternum 9. All three of these plates, they form sternum 9. They form the male brood pouch. This is the rear end of the body. Here is the anus and here is the male gonopore. And male gonopore is then surrounded by around 5 of structures known as gonapophysis. The male gonapophysis. How many are they? They are 5 in number. They are also known as phelomeres. They are also called phelomeres because they help in copulation. Gonapophysis, 5 gonapophysis, also known as phelomeres, in the rear part of the body. In the case of male, T9, T10 and the S9, the 9th sternum and the 9th and 10th tergum. This you have to remember from the morphology before starting. And anus is dorsal. This is dorsal anus and ventral male gonopore. And let me tell you one more opening here, and that opening is the opening of the phallic gland. Okay, so here is the duct of phallic gland. In the diagram, very clearly you can see there is a gland called phallic gland, and very, very clearly you can see the duct of phallic gland also opening in the genital pouch, male genital pouch. So what you see this one, this is the male genital pouch. What you see this one is the male genital pouch. Okay. The next thing to know is the male primary sex organs. The primary sex organs or the gonads, we can also call them as gonads. The male gonads in case of cockroach are testes. They are testes, okay. How many are they? 1 pair. How many? 1 pair. Can you tell me how many testes are there in earthworm? Tell me how many testes are there in earthworm. I told you that please put on your headphones. Put on your headphones. Some of your cameras are on and we can see in the application. So please follow. But 2 pairs in very good, 2 pairs. In case of earthworm, the testes are 2 pairs, but in this animal, the testes is only 1 pair. Testes is one pair, and the testes extend from fourth to the sixth segment. The testes extend from fourth to the sixth segment. This is question number 1. Question number 1, testes are there which extend from fourth to the sixth segment. Now each testis, there is an elongated testis, okay, elongated testes, and they are attached to the vas deferens, okay. So each testis is attached to a vas deferens, and then they both combine, both the vas deferens combine to form the ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct opens as the male genital pore or the male gonopore. And here comes a very important point. And the important point here is that in this part, there is a common pouch. There is a common pouch here. A common pouch can be seen here. This is one of the vas deferens. This is one of the vas deferens. And both these vas deferens are opening in this common pouch, and this common pouch further extend as the ejaculatory duct, okay? So this is the ejaculatory duct, and this is testes, this is 4 to 6, this is vas deferens, and this one, what you see here, this at the junction, okay? Some of you can identify what this is, and this is seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle, the structure which nourish the sperm and also temporarily store the sperm. It's vesicle, seminal vesicle. It nourishes the sperm and temporarily store the sperm. But you don't see this junction. Why you don't see this junction? Because on this junction is present one gland which look like a mushroom, and that is known as the mushroom gland. At this junction, you see a mushroom gland. The mushroom gland has got tubules. So there are shorter tubules in the center. There are shorter tubules. The mushroom gland is there. The mushroom gland. And there are shorter tubules which are there in the central part, and longer tubules are there. Longer tubules which are there in the peripheral part. These are the longer tubules. Shorter tubules and the longer tubules, and this is a mushroom gland, and this mushroom gland, this is mushroom gland, mushroom gland. Mushroom gland is from 6th and 7th. So just remember 4 to 6, 4 to 6. And this is 6 and 7. Just remember 6 to 7. 4 to 6, 6 to 7. 4 to 6, 6 to 7. And both the type of tubule, the shorter tubule as well as the longer tubule, they are going to open in the seminal vesicle. Okay, so these are the longer tubule, these are the long tubules, and these are the short tubules. These are the short tubules, and both comprise to form the mushroom gland. Well, if you see, the phallic gland is also there, okay? The phallic gland can be seen here. I'll make a phallic gland with totally different color. It look like a penis, therefore the name phallic matlab look like a penis or related to penis. Phallic gland and the duct of phallic gland. This is the duct of phallic gland which opens, close to the male genital pore. Ejaculatory duct, this opens as male genital pore. This is male genital pore. Male genital pore. And what you see, this one, this is what is called the male genital pouch. The blue color pouch that you see is the male genital pouch. The blue color pouch is the male genital pouch. I'll make a smaller one, little smaller one, male genital pouch. This is male genital pouch, male genital pouch. So male genital pouch, already we know how it is formed. 3 scleroid, 2 tergum, 1 sternum. Okay, and what opens there? Dorsal anus, ventral, male genital pore. And what is not mentioned is about this gland. This gland is known as the phallic gland. This gland is called phallic. Phallic means like a penis. Phallic gland, the duct of phallic gland. This is the duct of PG, phallic gland, okay, and it also opens close to the male genital pore. Phallic gland also forms one of the layer of the spermatophore. So spermatophore is in the form the sperms are released. If you find that the sperms are not released one by one or not released in the form of a semen or seminal plasma, okay, but it is packed inside a packet, and the packet is very, very thoroughly packed. The packet is very thoroughly packed with 3-layer packing. Okay, so with a triple layer or 3-layer packing, so there is a innermost layer and the middle layer and the outermost layer. Okay, so 3-layer packing is there, and these 3 layers are formed by different parts. So the innermost layer is formed by the mushroom gland, the middle one is formed by the ejaculatory duct, and the outermost one is formed by the phallic gland. Outermost one is formed by the phallic gland. Okay, so 3 layers here, and in this you can learn MEP map. Okay, mushroom gland, innermost one, middle one is the ejaculatory duct, and outermost one is the phallic gland. Mushroom gland, ejaculatory duct, phallic gland. Mushroom gland, ejaculatory duct, phallic gland. What you see, this packet, this is called spermatophore. Spermatophore. Phore means bearer. That means it bears the sperms. It has the sperms, and these are the millions of sperms are there inside the spermatophore. The innermost layer is formed by the secretion of mushroom gland when the sperms are in the seminal vesicle. After that, the second layer is formed by when this structure is passing out through the ejaculatory duct, secretions of the ejaculatory duct, and the third one. So when this is about to be released out, then the phallic gland pour their secretion, forming the outermost wall of the spermatophore. Okay, I don't think so that it's a very good question that what are the 3 layers of the spermatophore and who make the layer of spermatophore. Okay, so these are the sperms. But you should know that sperms are released in a packet called spermatophore, and it is the spermatophore which is placed inside the female body and inside the female genital pouch or brood pouch in copulation. Okay, and also remember here that see, otherwise how do you understand what is the function of these glands? There are mushroom glands, okay? So because there is nowhere given the function of the mushroom gland. Now, one of the glands, like there are 2 types of tubule. One of the tubule secretion help in nourishing the sperms. But what about the other one? Then there is a phallic gland, and then the spermatophore. And who make the spermatophore? And if I only tell you about the mushroom gland and the phallic gland, then it's like a wrong statement in saying that there are only 2 walls, but actually there are 3 walls. Okay, for example, if I buy a mobile phone Okay, and if I buy this mobile phone from online, so there is a packing by the brand. Okay, suppose my mobile phone is of the X company or X brand, there is a full packing of the X brand. After that, there is a packing of brown color cardboard by the Amazon, or even whichever the carrier is. There is a packing, and then the third packing is the plastic sheet. If it is Amazon, that means the white plastic, okay, usually, so that it may not be damaged by the water or rain, okay, and over that your address and all those things are pasted. You understand? So 3 layers. Now similarly here also the sperms are coming in 3-layer packing: innermost, middle and outermost. Innermost by the, so I just remember inside to outside is MAP, MEP. So innermost one, mushroom gland, middle one is the ejaculatory duct, and the outermost one is the phallic gland. Phallic gland are also mentioned in the diagram, but in the theory it has not given the function of the phallic gland. Even the mushroom gland functions are also not given in the description. So when they are given in the diagram, I have to tell you, simply saying that the testis makes the sperm, okay, and if a question comes where the sperms are stored, temporarily stored, and the correct answer is seminal vesicle, and the direct doubt comes in your mind, sir, in the diagram there is no seminal vesicle in cockroach. But no, there is a seminal vesicle at the junction of vas deferens and ejaculatory duct. So don't take tension. Don't think that is it right to learn all this thing. No, first of all, beta, there is no limit to knowledge. And also there is no limit to the knowledge learning ability. It is not that there is a fixed hard disk of 2 TB or 1 TB and it will be filled by all the book, both the NCERT book and all the three subject, it will be full. No, it is not like this. That okay. Now there is a cloud storage, and cloud is infinite. We don't know what is the limit to that cloud. So it is not that in this the storage is, it is a cloud storage, and cloud is infinite. So like that. So how much we can remember is infinite. Infinite things we can remember and we can recall. There are people who are doing extraordinary works by the same brain, same eye, same mouth. They are not born with some other hardship or some microchip in their body. Okay. Well, weekend syllabus, we'll be letting you know. Today only we are deciding the weekend syllabus, bacho. And well, this class is over. Bye-bye, take care, God bless, my class is over. I'll just share this with you and also with me also. I'm sharing this with you. I'm just leaving the class abruptly because your next teacher has come. And it is also a reminder that even I am having another class. Bye-bye, take care. Take the screenshot of this one. Take the screenshot and you can get what all the written thing, you can get that.